Okay, we're still in section 4.3. We're going to do actually 3 homework pages on this section. So it's pretty important stuff that you will need to know going into calculus, like the back of your hand. So we're going to do a lot of it, and hopefully that will make you more successful in the future. Let's look at number 26. So this is the second homework page, number 26. Okay, so let's see, tangent of 300. And it says, evaluate without using a calculator by using ratios in a reference triangle. So use one of your special triangles to find tangent of 300. Okay, remember you draw the triangle to the x-axis, always to the x-axis. Go ahead. Okay, when we do this, there we go. 300 is in the 4th quadrant. Okay, and this is in degrees, so I'll go ahead and remember, when you find tangent or cosine, when you do a trig function, it's just a ratio. There are no units. So you can use degrees here, and your answer will be correct. If this is 300, well, there's 60 left over. So this is my 30, 60, 90 right triangle. Across from the 30 is the 1, 60 is square root 3, and the hypotenuse is 2. And label your positives and negatives. 4th quadrant, the y-coordinate is negative. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so negative square root 3 over 1. Or just negative square root 3. So tangent 300, negative square root 3. Let's look at 28. Number 28. Oh, another one. Same instructions. Find cosecant of 3 pi over 4 using reference triangles. So I want you to draw your axes, draw a reference triangle. Go ahead. Okay, 3 pi over 4. Okay, so 3 pi over 4. Let me figure out where we are. Pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and this is 0 or 2 pi. Okay, 3 pi over 4, 3/4 is between 1/2 and 1. So this is 3 pi. So we're going to be in the 2nd quadrant. Draw your triangle to the x-axis. If this is 3 pi over 4 and it has to add up the pi, well, 3/4 plus what will give you 1? 1/4. So pi over 4. Well, pi over 4, this is a 45, 45, 90 right triangle, so I will label it like so. The x-coordinate is negative in the 2nd quadrant. Cosecant. Cosecant is the inverse, or is the reciprocal of, let me see here, sine. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So cosecant is hypotenuse over the opposite, square root 2 over 1, or just square root 2. Okay, well, I did a couple in that section. These are really important to be able to do. So make sure you're able to do them. Let's look at 38. Number 38 says, 38, find sine, cosine, and tangent of the given quad, whatever angle. I can't even read the word. It means it's a multiple of 90, though. And so we can't draw one of those triangles. We'll have to draw our 0, 90, 90 triangle, right? It's crazy, I know. So 38, negative 270 degrees. Find sine, cosine, and tangent. A, B, C. Theta equals that, sine theta, cosine theta, tangent theta. Okay, theta, it's not 0 equals negative 270, theta equals negative 270. So try to draw that reference triangle. It's going to be a little silly because you're going to draw a side of length 0, but go ahead and give it a shot. Try to draw that out. All right, let's take a peek, see here. Here are your axes. Negative 270 is going to be right there. Negative 270. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of draw a fake triangle. Just draw an angle a little bit off from the line and then down to the x-axis. Now, this is really right on the line. So this side down here is 0. Okay, so you can see I'm just kind of faking a triangle here. The side right here is 0. And then what are the other two sides? Well, there are 1. 0, 1, and 1. Okay, so the sine of negative 270, well, that's opposite over the hypotenuse. Opposite is 1 over the hypotenuse is 1, so that would be 1 over 1 is 1. The cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. 0 divided by 1 is 0. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. 1 over 0. And that's going to be undefined. We can't divide by 0, so tangent is undefined for negative 270. And I'd encourage you to punch those in your calculator just to validate those. But yeah, they do work out. Okay, so these are special cases. When you're right on one of the multiples of 90 degrees or multiples of pi over 2, it'll usually be 1, 0, undefined for all the functions. For all the functions, 1, 0, or undefined at those 90 degree points. Or multiples of 90 degrees. Let's look at one more together, 44. Find cosine and cotangent if sine equals 1/4 and tangent is negative. So sine theta equals 1/4. Tangent is negative. We want to find cosine and cotangent. Okay, go ahead and try to draw it out, and I'll get back with you in a minute. Go ahead and pause. That should be tangent is negative. I put a negative sign in parentheses. Okay, really pause. All right, sine is, let's look at our, all students take calc. Sine is positive, tangent is negative. Okay, for sine to be positive and tangent is negative, we have to be in the second quadrant. Sine is positive and tangent is negative. Okay, so the second quadrant. So let's draw my sine in the second quadrant here. Okay, there's my angle. Now sine is 1 over 4, so the opposite of hypotenuse, 1 over 4. Use a little bit of magic to find this x that's going to be square root of negative 15. Negative square root of 15, sorry. And I do that by 1 squared plus what squared gives me 4 squared. Well, 1 squared is 1. 4 squared is 16, so I need 15 more. I made it negative because I'm in the second quadrant. Numbers in the second quadrant, the x-coordinate is negative. Okay, so cosine of this angle, well, cosine, let's see, adjacent over hypotenuse, negative square root 15 over 4. And cotangent is adjacent over opposite, negative square root 15 over 1, but I don't need the over 1. Okay, that's it for examples. Why don't you try 25 through 47 odd.